Welcome to the Idea Room, our professional community focused on logistics and education. It's meant to be interactive, insightful, and conversation provoking. The objective is to educate and grow our P.Log community. My name's Gauthier, and I operate Next Level Strategist, a company dedicated to helping companies unlock their true potential and go to the next level. Over the course of my professional journey, I've held several national roles in distribution for some of the largest retailers in Canada. Our topic of discussion today is the video chain reaction, why global supply chain may never be the same. This video provides a detailed description of supply chain and all the steps and people it takes to get something from point A to the final destination with the customer. I've invited Nunzio, a close friend and fellow P.Log graduate, to join me to explore some key issues raised in the video supply chain reaction. Nunzio, please introduce yourself.
Hey, Gene, thank you very much. Nunzio De Pasquale. I've been in transportation with over 20 years in this industry. Fellow P.Log, and I've had an opportunity of completing the course with yourself, Gene. I have to say that just watching the video itself has literally been a reminder and an eye opener to the way this industry has literally been changing.
Awesome. Yeah, we're going to encourage everybody that joins us to watch the video and pick out the things that they see. The e-commerce impact started long before the pandemic. It was identified collectively among retailers and logistics professionals as the Amazon effect. The pandemic did not cause this, but it did exacerbate it and accelerate it. This is all driven, of course, by our society's need for instant gratification. A few of the things it really calls out are the impending driver shortages for both long haul and last mile. Nunzio, why don't you share some of your recent experiences brought on by the pandemic in the supply chain business?
You know what, Gene? If there's one thing that I recall when the pandemic hit, I was actually working at Walmart as the regional transportation manager and based out of the distribution center, and we definitely did not skip a beat. One thing I've noticed is that the volume went through the roof, and I think it was the buying habits actually changed, and it was something very unexpected, especially when you think about, and we saw it on the news, the panic buying that was actually going on was definitely real because we just our volume just literally went through the roof, where we were shipping out a lot more than we probably did in the past.
Excellent. Did you have to change any of your tactics in terms of getting the goods to the customer?
We did. If there's one thing that stood out was the fact that we ship ocean to Newfoundland, and one of the things that I noticed is that we were getting sailing twice a week with our ocean carrier, and all of a sudden the pandemic hit, and he reduced his shipping schedule to once a week out of the Port of Montreal, and that definitely started negatively impacting our branches receiving, or I should say our stores receiving their product. And one thing that I needed to do, and it was literally in a matter of hours, I needed to really determine exactly how much more loads that I need to ship over the road and find these carriers. And within a Friday night, I was able to secure 30 additional loads a week to Newfoundland with the support of the carriers. And let me just tell you, definitely it impacted us also from a financial aspect, because we were now it was going to cost us more just to ship to Newfoundland.
Yeah, you know what? I've lived through that whole Newfoundland Ocean X shipping piece, and the one thing I've noticed is, no matter what, you're going over the ocean, either ferry or Ocean X, and they don't give a lot of notice in terms of their decisions. So I believe it. You probably had about 2 days to figure out how you're going to get the rest of your goods out to your customers.
I'll tell you, anyone that does ocean shipping, and I should say any type of shipping to Newfoundland, it's going to be with carriers such as OceanX, which is going to be on a vessel, or it'll be by ferry. And anytime and then throughout any a period of the year that the ferry cannot sail due to high winds, as an example, it just bottlenecks the whole process, and your goods that you're trying to get to arrive on the day that it's supposed to arrive actually arrives 2 or 3 days later. So just picture when you have perishable goods that you're trying to ship over. That definitely is not easy at all, and that was an experience in itself. But it's good to see the fact that we were able to come up with solutions, especially at a last moment's notice.
Yeah, you know what? It made me think of when I used to run distribution centers, and if receiving inbound just was like slammed, and you had 100 trucks coming into your facility, but outbound was slow, so the retail end of things were slow, and you're only shipping out 20, 25 trucks a week. Pretty soon, you literally ran out of room, and I saw that in a lot of the shipping container yards. They don't even know what to do with them. And I guess that's why we're seeing things like container homes and container plazas and, container food trucks, you name it, like repurposing all these containers that were left over here and being abandoned, I guess, too, right? Were there any other things that really jumped out at you?
I have to say that I think it was literally an opportunity where you are working that much closer with the numerous departments within the company itself, and you're trying to find ways of ensuring that the loads basically depart and do arrive on time, because that's, I think, key essential there, because everyone is just basically looking for their goods, especially when we experience that whole panic buying opportunity. That's where everyone was just basically focused on buying. One thing that I've learned also, and I've experienced, especially with this whole process, is that millennials are so adept to being able to shop online and just literally be comfortable with it. And from a personal perspective, I have to add that you think things would actually slow down during this whole period, and instead the buying habits completely changed. And that's where I've noticed that both myself and my wife, we may not have gone shopping because a lot of the shopping malls were closed at any given period, and I've noticed that it impacted our buying habits, but we actually started shopping more online, and we were comfortable doing it. And it was strange just to sort of saying, no, I don't need to stop buying because I do need these products and so on. So I don't have to actually go on site, sort of a brick and mortar store. I can actually do it online. So it was actually something that you didn't really think of it because you were used to doing it, but now all of a sudden it became an ingrained habit of just saying, hey, you know what, I need this, perfect. Online, Amazon, order it, and in a few days you actually receive it. So that was interesting.
It's crazy actually how things evolve so quickly. You look at apps like Instacart, where you don't even have to go now to the grocery store, to the liquor store, or wherever. You just order it online and set your door in 3 hours. So it's interesting, but the big challenge that I see happening in the future will be to try and get people in trucking, both long haul and last mile, because with all the baby boomers kind of exiting, and the millennials not really looking at it as a glamorous type opportunity, and truthfully, the hours are long and the work is hard, and the pay isn't that great. Why would you want to go and do it, right?
No, exactly. And I think this is where now we're starting to hear more and more companies basically literally try to find creative ways of still delivering to the customer. And just recently hearing on the news that Walmart is going to start shipping to, I think in the US it's going to be over, they'll be able to ship to nearly over 1 million customers using the drone application. Just hearing the way companies now are starting to react and really take that positive initiative, it's incredible, because we're actually going into uncharted territory right now.